Venice, a UNESCO World Heritage City made up of 118 islands, navigated by 400 bridges. A truly unique city built on water, with the majority of its buildings built upon wooden stilts. As part of our van life tour around Italy, we couldn't miss the opportunity to take a rare city break in the fascinating historical Venice. In this film, we're going to show you some of our favourite spots in Venice after spending 3 days exploring this magical place.
Venice is honestly one of the most beautiful cities I think I've ever been to.
Yeah.
It's so stunning. It's one of those places that's really busy and really highly rated, but it actually lives up to that expectation because it's just relentlessly beautiful everywhere you look. And obviously there's canals everywhere, there's no traffic, so there's no traffic noise. It's really peaceful, but got a really nice buzz about it. And yeah, I'd never been before and I didn't really know what to expect. I suppose I did expect kind of what it is, actually. Stunning, and it's lived up to expectations, which doesn't often happen with really famous tourist destinations.
We started our time in Venice by getting a coffee, but not just any coffee. A coffee from the oldest operating cafe in Europe. Cafe Florian has been continuously running since 1720. It's a beautiful coffee shop, but if we're honest, the coffee is overpriced at €11. We got one Americano to share.
So as well as getting the oldest, most expensive coffee in the world, you can also stop at little cafes on almost every corner and get a normal price coffee.
Even though Venice isn't a city we would call cheap, it doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. If you try and go where the locals go, there is fairly priced coffee, pasta, and ice cream.
So this is where the locals come to get their ice cream because it's such good value. €2 and it's absolutely delicious.
It just requires following Google Maps down the tiny streets. After a long wait in a very big queue, we took the ferry to one of Venice's islands, Burano.
We're on the only island I know of where you aren't allowed to change the colour of your house without permission.
It's so colourful here. I just absolutely love it.
Burano, thought to be settled by Romans in the 6th century, is a small island town famous for its brightly coloured houses and traditional lacework. It didn't feel like there was a lot to do on the island, but walking around admiring the unique beauty was enough. And after a little wonder, we stopped off for an Aperol Spritz.
So Burano has been absolutely amazing. It's such a lovely little town. If you're going to come as far as Venice, then you really should make the extra effort to get to Burano. Even though there was an insane queue to get on the ferry, definitely worth it. Really stunning, really unique place.
Yeah, and then once you just go off the side streets, classic.
Yeah, that's it.
There's just nobody, so you can definitely find a spot just for you. And the people are lovely. You can really get the feel for it because there's definitely lots of locals still living here, so it's really nice feeling.
And it's just the colours. I mean, obviously the main thing about this place is everything is so colourful, it's beautiful. And it kind of makes me wonder, why doesn't everywhere do this?
Yeah.
If everywhere painted their houses in a lovely colour, then surely everyone would be a little bit happier and the world would be a little bit of a better place. Or there'll be loads of tourists.
I've got a question.
Money.
In case you were wondering, why should I comment in this week's video? Comment below what colour house you would paint your house.
Yeah.
What colour
Any colour.
what colour would you paint your house?
And so to the queue back to Venice. Venice famously has no roads, so everything needed to keep the city running is done with boats via canals, from couriers, taxis, police and ambulance. Although it seems to work perfectly well, it's not always plain sailing, as there are no traffic lanes and things like stop signs are almost non-existent. Some canals are traversed by more than 1,000 boats a day, so it can get pretty hectic.
You might be wondering why we haven't got a gondola whilst we're in Venice, as obviously that's one of the classic things to do. And it's because it's just a very, very expensive thing to do. The cheapest that we found has
80
been
quid.
80 quid, and I know it can be like up to 100 or 100 and something, and we just don't have the money for that. So we feel like you can get a good vibe from the city just from walking around it, and we don't need to do the gondola ride. But that being said, if you came here and chose to do it, I'm sure it would be absolutely beautiful and a really peaceful way of drifting through the little canals that you probably don't get to see on foot. But yeah, we decided not to because of money.
It's not the same, but there is a budget way to set foot on a gondola. Aqua Alta Bookshop has one docked up behind its mountains of books. It's no replacement for an actual gondola cruise, but you can get a good photo. After a long day of walking around the city, we were glad to be back in Jits. This little park up was €18 a night and only a 25-minute bus ride from the centre. It was basic, but had what we needed. We'll leave the park for night link in the description.
Good boy. We absolutely love our new speaker, the Soundcore Motion Boom Plus. So big thank you to Anchor for sending us this, because it's absolutely brilliant. It's such a beast.
So good, and it's so good when it's really loud. It still keeps its clarity, and that's useful for us because when we're driving along in Jits is so loud, but with this we can still hear our podcast and our audiobooks and all of the stuff that we like to listen to when we're doing big long drives.
So I'm talking about the 1980s, so this was early.
Even though it looks quite big, it's really light, and I love the fact that it has this strap, so it just means that we can plonk it around anywhere in Jits. And then when we're out and about, when we're convoying with friends and want to be outside, it's just super easy to move around.
Yeah, and you don't need to worry about damaging it or anything because I think it's dust and scratch proof and all of that, but it's definitely also waterproof. Like you can fully submerge it in water, even seawater, and it's absolutely fine. It's such good quality that you can have it as your main speaker at home, and you can take it out and about with you when you're like having parties on the beach or whatever it is you want to do. It's the only speaker you need, and we love it. They actually also do a projector for cinema nights. We haven't got hold of one of those yet, but we're working on that. But I can just imagine this as part of a cinema night just being so cool and adding so much atmosphere.
Yeah, so this is a brilliant present, for example, for someone that's kind of hard to buy for.
Someone who likes sound.
Someone that likes sound, who appreciates like good music and
good
everything.
bass. It's even got a bass button.
Yeah, and you can see the bass like coming in here when it's playing. So we absolutely love this. If you want to get your hands on it, definitely go and check out our link in the video description where you'll be able to get a handy little discount.
So Venice is obviously very busy, famously busy. Over 70,000 people come every day apparently as tourists. But this area where we are now is really quiet and lovely, and it's only like a 20-minute walk away from the main centre. So definitely worth a visit. Look at it, it's so stunning, and the buildings are beautiful, different colours everywhere, and yeah, it's just really nice. And this is where the vegan restaurant is as well, so.
Yeah, and also you just get to see the locals, like actually the locals.
Yeah.
Just, sit down, have a chat with each other, all of it, so you get a sense of the local culture.
That's what it's actually like, yeah, and everyone's walking their dogs. I'm joking.
Whilst it's always possible to find plant-based options in cities like Venice, nothing beats indulging in an all-vegan restaurant. The city, like the country it's in, is known for its dedication to historical craftsmanship. Venice is particularly famous for its Bauta masks and its book-binding heritage.
We are walking down the windy, narrow streets of Venice on our way to see a bookbinder. Journaling is something that I really want to forge a habit out of. My mum did a diary entry every day since the day I was born, and it's a great way of remembering the moments that might otherwise go forgotten. These notebooks are made using a really old traditional method.
Va bene?
Sì.
Con lei.
After speaking with Paolo, he kindly invited us to visit his workshop to see his work in action.
We're about to get a very special behind-the-scenes look at a really traditional craft that happens here in Venice.
Yeah, it's been around for centuries actually.
We were given a tour by Paolo's apprentice, Anna. The workshop, once a palace, oozes history, and the old traditional machinery fits in very well. Two historical periods clashing, hidden away from the bustling streets of Venice. During the 15th century, Venice was the most important city in Europe for printing books. It had the skilled craftsmanship, wealthy investors, was located near paper mills, and unlike many cities, Venice was free of censorship. Paolo started learning handmade bookmaking at 18, more than 60 years later, and he's still loving it. A true master.
Just amazing to be in the presence of a master who has been doing this for over 66 years.
Insane. Imagine how good you'd be at something if you did it for 66 years.
He's a master.
Paolo ended up being kind enough to give us each one of these little notebooks of his, and they're so cool. So we've decided that we're going to give away the big notebook that I brought, because I'm going to be fine with this little one. This one is a very special notebook, so we're going to give that away to you. So if you're interested, if you want to be entered into the competition to get this notebook, then check out all the instructions in the description, and we'll let you know how to do it.
Yay!
Yay! And that is it for Venice.
Oh,
So-
can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
We are also running a competition on the wearable sleeping bags that we had in our last video. If you haven't watched that, definitely check it out, because we went on an amazing hike. It was the best hike we've ever done, and so many of you were asking us what were these wearable sleeping bags that
They're
we have
really
on.
cool.
So we're running a competition over on Instagram for a couple of weeks, as well as one on our newsletter. So if you're not part of our newsletter, sign up for that as well. So yeah, we want to do more of these community giveaways and just give back to you for supporting us and being part of our journey.
Exactly. So if you're not subscribed already, please do, and join us next time where we are exploring Tuscany. You ready for this, Trigger? You need it, don't you?
Triggy, it's time.
Time to get clean, Triggy. Is it warm?
Yeah. It's warm water.